Oh, you're there. You're there. Nice temperature. Is this working? Let me move it closer. Let me move it closer like that. I think it's working. I'm just coming on because does anyone have a good email to send to Congress about MMTLP? MMTLP, yeah. I mean, you can go online and get it. I'd say the Financial Services Committee at the Senate and the House Finance Committee, those two would be a start. I've heard that the Oversight Committee is powerful. I would say Senator Crapo's office would be a good place to start. I don't have the email addresses, but I can look. I can look. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Today's a bad day. My information was that we were going to have a lot of buying either yesterday or today from more than one source, and the information's obviously wrong, and good for the shorts, good for the manipulators on the option exchange. I would tell you that I'm not telling you to quit right now, but I think the way the markets are set up, it's a fraternity of men who know each other either from school or from various brokerage firms. And the Lynn Partners is just a front. They're just a pass-through to the shorts. And who knows who those shorts are? It could be buddies of Univest. I don't think it is, but conceptually it could be. And I think it's a mug's game. These guys have it set up to work for them. You know, I can say it ad infinitum. It won't matter if I say it again. But the SEC is designed to help Wall Street fleece investors. It's just how it is. They put a patina of legitimacy on it, so those guys can go to bed at night and their lawyers can say, hey, we didn't do anything wrong. But morally, it's wrong. So I think when you invest, if you need to feel like you need to be in the stock market, you got to do it through vehicles that help the criminals, like ETFs, like mutual funds, like closed-end funds, managed money. That helps the criminals, but at least they will keep your pool of money alive because they need it to steal. But to be out here fighting what is a relentless machine of counterfeiting shares. Oh, no, that's just a good client. They're good for it. Well, the law says you have to locate the shares before you enter the order. But Goldman Sachs created the F3 button. Ding! The dog has my homework. We'll get it to you on Tuesday. Gary Gensler comes from Goldman. So I think today is a really bad day for all of you, for me, for people who own calls and finger. I also feel like some of the information that was out there from many sources, I'm not going to pick on anybody. I'm not going to pick on any one person. I think it was just promotional. So here we are. We'll just pick up the pieces like the average white band, and we'll live to fight another day. But we just have to start at zero again, or at not zero, but you know. I don't understand it. I will say a positive for those of you who were looking for a chance to buy finger. Now is the time, probably. I mean, I can't give you advice, but this is a manipulated price downward. Finger is going to have blowout earnings September 24th, October 5th, somewhere around there. I don't have inside information on that. You can just, if you listen to Martin Shen, if you look at the trends, and they now are no longer aligned with the criminals and the criminals that the Lynn partners represent. They have an excellent investment bank. So I think you're going to see finger motion at 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, $50 a share, just not today. And personally, I don't know how talented these bankers are at Univest. I assume they've got 150 billion under management. They must know a lot more than I do. But they've been working on this project over 2 months. They have the benefit of something like 40,000 calls in this cycle, largely from retail, which could cause a gamma squeeze. The only thing I can think from yesterday, everybody was jumping on me, but I read that K1 not as approval for the filing on Monday, but which is good, a very good thing, as a fulfillment of the requirement under Regulation FD, full disclosure, to put it out to the world. That's good. But I didn't see approval for it. Now, the approval could take as little as 5 or 7 days, but certainly within 10. I looked it up on the phone. The outside parameter is much longer. Maybe because these bankers and finger motion have shown, particularly finger motion, have shown themselves to be extraordinarily careful, deliberate, slow as molasses. You might see that they're going to hang on one second. Anyway, I've got about 5 minutes to finish my thought. And I'll probably go get one more thing to lift this up, but and a little shock absorber, but the voice is going to come on here shortly. But anyway, I think right now the bankers could have had an opportunity to run the stock up. But maybe what's happening is they want to wait in their deliberateness until the filing is approved. So if they cause the stock to go up, they can raise money, let's say 500,000 shares at $50. I'm making it up. That's 25 million. That's how I just picked some numbers that fit. That's $25 million. That makes a completely different finger motion. And I think now is a great time to acquire the stock. In terms of what can happen in the last 2 hours of the day, it's possible that big boys could come in and buy, and Univest is going to buy. I think the battle now is, are they going to close it at 6 or at 7? And it looks like 6 is the number. I think it's a crying shame that the stock was 6 2 months ago. And here we are 60 days later at 6. The company's done everything correctly. Everything. Massively good earnings news. Huge fundamental story ahead in the near term. They're going positive in earnings either this coming quarter or the next. They've got a Cinderella relationship with a great investment bank. They're dealing with a bank that understands Chinese, but yet they're going to wait. Today they have whales. They have the attention of the world. They have hedge funds. They have the potential of a gamma squeeze. Apparently they have 3 or 4 million shares to buy from other people on the sideline. Yet they wait and they wait. It's one way some people approach things. Just wait and be careful, be deliberate. But if anyone is listening from Univest, and there's no reason they would listen to me, I think it's going to be very hard to get the momentum going again. But you might not need us, and you might not need whale buying. You may have so much buying power that it's better just to let, hundreds, if not thousands, of retail investors get disappointed and turn the other way. But that's just on calls. The positive thing I'll tell all of you guys is this stock is cheap right now. And it's down under the manipulation of the options market, the manipulation of the shorts. And to be clear, if the SEC is watching, you have a boss who might be giving you instructions to ignore this counterfeiting, which is fraud and is illegal. But you have a moral obligation. You are an officer of the SEC. I don't know if that's what they call you, but you are an employee. You're probably well educated. You should do something about this. Don't do it today. Let retail get wiped out. Let retail walk away in disgust. But why are you letting criminals make money? Is it because the criminals are simply there to make money for Goldman Sachs prime brokerage? There to make money for Citadel and SAC of Suds? Maybe. But if you're here to continue that, you're living in a fantasy land. It depends on the ability. It depends on the ability of the United States of America to continue to print cheap money and have our money accepted around the world. All right, I got to call in.
Hold on.
This is a joke.
All right, everybody. Again, this is not the buy or sell. This is education about security fraud 101. And as you can see, the stock is drifting down. They're trying to push it through different strategies.
One guy is getting tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. Fabian Garcia, go away. Go away. Go tune into the Sixers. Just go away. Just go away.
If this gentleman that who's complaining, tell him to call the SEC up, have some balls, go down there and complain to everybody. Just tell them follow the sell tickets. They're not leading to me. I have no fear. As a matter of fact, I bought stock at 704 and I bought stock at 635 just a little while ago. So again, what am I supposed to do? I'm doing what everybody, what you're supposed to do. When they want to beat it down, you take advantage of it. That's the way it goes. Either you believe or you don't. If you listen to me with options, and I'm going to tell you for the last goddamn time, when you buy the 5s, the 6s, and the 7s, and they go up, and they double in value, which they all did, you sell them, and then you buy the cheap calls for free, and you have them for free. If you didn't listen to me tell you that, then the second thing I'm going to tell you is I told you that the next month's options, if it's not going to work, they're going to come crashing down. So instead of paying $1.50 for example, I saw the other day which one's out? I got the video up. I'm sorry. 1 second. The October calls. The October 9 for $1.50, they're down to 60 to 90 cents. So why would I buy those at $1.50 to be safe? Well, everyone who says that you're safe with those options, you don't know what you're talking about. I showed you the right way to do it. You buy the cheap calls for free. If they work, you kill them. If it doesn't, you're losing pennies. I got it. It's money. But this is a big boy game, and I can't control it. If you bought the Octobers, you're going to be down $1. If you bought the Novembers, you're down 40 cents. All right? That's the difference. If it's not going to work, you can buy the next month's options on a day like today or Monday, and you'll get them at a big discount. That's the way to play options. We can't control the second it's going to go. So stop blaming anybody and understand what the hell's going on. I said it on every call for the last 3 weeks, maybe longer. Trade your way to free options. Many people have traded their way to free options. And free meaning that you're using profit to buy options for free. That's the game. Now, dealing with security fraud is very different. We can't stop it. All right? We can't stop the security fraud. We've done everything in our power. And if you're upset, call the SEC up. I'll be the first guy to go with you. I'll go down with you. Anybody wants to go down there who wants to yell, this is what the shorts want you to do. This is what they want you to do. We're not going away. So, again, we're not going away. We put the truck in front of the SEC. The Senate banking's talking about naked short selling with MMTLP. It all relates to us. This is about security fraud. Lynn Partners and the Kramers committing security fraud. And these other names, I don't know all the names. You go find your own criminal. I don't know who they are. I can't keep track of all of them. But we're looking to change the game. And if we're right, you're going to make a fortune from it. That's the game. All right? So, again, for those of you who don't know how to trade options, stop buying them if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Don't play. If you don't know what you're doing, ask a question. We say the same thing every time. Do I need to put people on the call that done it? That know what they listen to what we said to do? How to trade for free? This is real money, people. Wake up. Put a little effort into what you're doing. The shorts are right. The bears are right. People just run into things they don't know what they're doing. I tried to educate you for 3 years about this whole thing, how it works. You buy the dips. This is the dips. Right? I always say never chase it. Buy the dips. You buy half, bid for half. This is the way to play it. I can't pick the exact bottom. No one can. Alright? I thought it would stop at 702. I bought stock. I thought it would stop before at 635, so it went down another 25 cents. What do I know when they're going to stop it? That's the way it goes. But if you can't handle it, I understand that. I told you, sell it and go away. It's a tough game we're fighting criminals. This isn't a fair game. The game is slanted. We're fighting to make it fair. And you will never, ever win unless we win. You will always get robbed. So my advice to you is either figure out a way to cheer us on or get the hell out of here and never come back to the equity markets again, because we're going to get robbed every day. This is what happens. You get stocks that are going, and then they pull the plug out, and they just sell millions of shares at the market, and they do it with any stock. You know, I was watching that guy Dan Porter's stock. It was up to 50 cents. It went up 100 million. It's down 15 cents from that high over one day. It was 50 cents, now it's 35. GTII was 95 cents, they got it at 72. And they didn't cover, they were selling more. Like, we put the proof up there. So go figure out how to become a naked short and come back and tell us how to do it. Tell us what bank you're using, and I'll be glad to join you. Get us in the door. All right? Because if these guys can steal this much money, I could do much better than that. All right? But again, you don't understand it. We got these guys trapped. The big players are here. I told you before, the big players, they move to their own music, they beat their own drum. Is that the saying, William? I forget. What does that say?
They're inscrutable.
Okay.
Yeah, they bang them. They march to the beat of their own drum.
I don't have their buy order. I can't tell them what to do.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
And they you know what? They're professional. They've done it before. They know what they're doing exactly.
I don't agree on how they attack it because I'm watching it, and they had everybody teed up here to make it work. And I'm like, how do you not take advantage of this? But again, this is not my rodeo. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything about it.
That's right.
Do you have any questions from anybody?
No questions. There's people weren't hearing, so I had to adjust the microphone. But JR says he wants to drive the truck. That he's talking about the
Let's talk about that for a second. How was the truck?
Oh, it was amazing. They had two people. The guy running it, his first name is Francisco. He's a gentleman. He did a great job. He had it 3 places in front of the SEC. At first they said it was right in front. They said no, you can't. He was there a little while. They said no, you got to move. So he moved to just a bit up. Then the guard came out and said, you know what, you can come right here. And we were right on the other side of the street, right in front of the lobby. And this time, the video as it runs was it crystal clear. The sunlight was out, and a lot of people coming in and out. And I saw a lot of people. In fact, two people, while I was taking pictures, came up themselves and they took pictures. So I think it got a lot of play, Ham.
It's just a matter of when this is going to explode. That is we're outside the police headquarters reporting a crime. Not for the first time. This is probably the 12th time in 3 years. So for all the bashers who want to bash the companies, if the SEC saw something wrong with the companies, they would have shut this down a long time ago, right? We welcome. It's either the companies or the shorts. Someone's criminal here. What is it? All right? So obviously, we know it's the criminals. They know what's going on now.
Thank you.
Their names, their faces are right at their front door. If you think that they're not seeing this, then you lost your marbles. Everyone I speak to can't believe it's just a matter of time that these guys are all going to get caught. Just a matter of time.
Well,
what you're seeing is someone doing these trades from offshore. Like where, William? Where are they doing it from? Germany?
Germany, Canada, and elsewhere.
Someone is doing this offshore where they think they're unreachable. That's what's going on.
And they don't care about what happens in the United States. and they don't pay taxes, and they have these reverse splits that CEOs go into, so they take 90% of the money out of the accounts. It's inexcusable. I do not understand why Congress can sit by and do nothing, why journalists don't do anything, why back offices do nothing, why your broker dealers do nothing. It is unconscionable that nothing is done.
That's exactly right. So I just wanted to I had a call the other day with a company, Heliogen, HLGN.
HLGN?
When I said it, Harry, Larry, George, Nancy.
Right.
When I met someone that told me about the stock, it was 10. I think it went down to pennies. They just did a big reverse. It was $8.50 or $8 or $9, I think, and now it's $3.99. That was after the reverse.
Hey, that's just cleansing. It's just cleansing.
If you just look at it and just figure out the prices, you'll see exactly what I just told you. And they all do it, and they have no idea what's going on. They got taken to the cleaners already. They were afraid they were going to get booted off the NASDAQ like it means something. And look what happened to them. And I know people that owned it, lost millions of dollars. And they put me on the call with the company.
One question. Oh, sorry, I totally interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to show you that the stock reversed. It was 19 cents. And it reversed back up to $9. And now it's $3.99 again. 46 million shares traded down to 20 cents. They wiped this thing out. I don't know what the numbers were, the ratio, but I was on the call with them. They were asking for help, and it's too late. They murdered themselves. And there's another classic example of this short, reverse, get it back to a high number, and they do it again. It's the same stupid pattern. That SYTA, I can't remember what number they got it. They did the reverse too. Hold on, let me see where it was. That was a Lynn Partners murder job. They slaughtered this company. They probably stole $1 billion out of this thing. They reversed it. It went back up to it was $4 on the reverse. It's cut in half already again. 100 for one. It's $2. It's cut in half again. They just slaughtered them. It's the same pattern. That's what we're keeping you away from. You know what? For the people that are moaning, go jump in one of those plays and come back to us and see how you feel. All right? We're doing everything in our power to keep you away from all these things that are happening. Right? This is what happens. CEOs are running it down the street, just blatantly getting ripped off, and they don't have a clue until it's done. CEI did the same thing. All these things. Root did the same thing. CEI, I think it was even higher. I can't remember what the reverse was. It's 33 cents again. 33 cents. Based on the chart I see, it was $15. It went back up to 15 after the reverse. It's 33 cents. When they reverse, they want you to get it to a higher number. Number one, whatever the reverse is, you eliminate their short position. And number two, you're giving them a higher number. Why sell it at 33 cents when you can sell it at $15? And that's what they do. And they keep going on. I could just keep going on with these things. We are helping you stay away from these murders. It's unbelievable. And I have people moaning because there's options and that we tried to tell you how to do it. I said it every day. When the stock is going up, that's when you rotate. You move from one to the next. I hope someone who bought the fives, they made 30 cents on the fives. They bought the 550s. They made 30 cents. They bought the sixes. They made 30 cents. 30 cents on 50 calls. 1,500, 1,500, and 1,500. They made $4,500 on 3 option series, and then they bought the other ones, the 9s or the 10s, for 50 cents, and they got it for free. That's trading for 30 cents all the ways up. And they got the other ones for free. And they knew that's a long shot. And they got them for free. Anytime you can trade the equity markets for free, you take advantage of it. Just like the shorts are taking advantage of trading for free with leverage and unsettled trades. Because we don't know when they're gonna buy in. We don't know when they're gonna attack. And this is what you see. So again, I know it's a tough game. I say it every day. I've been doing this 23 years. I never believe it's over till it's over. All right? And that's what I'm basing it on. I base it on, when I see it's over, you'll know it's over. Then that's when I'm sitting there. That's when I'll sit there and I'll raise the flag that we won. But this is a 24/7 battle every day. We put the truck in front of the SEC. Did anybody here pay for it? No, we did. All right? We're doing everything in our power. William left his home to go there to take photos for us, where everybody else was sitting on their couch working a job. This man got out of his chair and left his home to go do that for all of us. You should be thanking him for doing what he does. Anyone that sits there has got the nerve to yell at this man, come speak to me, because this guy's done a great job. He keeps me up, this guy. I get down like anybody else, and he picks me up. And now sometimes I got to pick him up. That's how it goes. I've been doing this 23 years. So anyone who can't handle it, get lost. I can't help you with that. Call a cop, do your part. We're not going away. I told you that a long time ago. The Kramers, Alpine, and Limb Partners, we have them directly in our sights. They're going down. All right? We're not going away. I don't care what anybody says. We're not going away. We got the Senate banking. We're going to be back in D.C., and we're going to hand out their pictures to everyone like they're the most wanted criminals in the United States, until they choke on them and can't stand it anymore. That's what's going to happen. They want to keep playing the game, we'll press the bets. Nobody would allow us to put their faces all over the place as criminals because they're afraid of discovery. We would be able to look at their bank accounts, their phone records, their whole network, where their money comes from, how did they get their money. We would get to see all their transactions. Believe me, they made mistakes over the years, and the money flow can show you 100% where it's coming from. That's why they don't open their mouths. Anyway, everybody, any other questions?
There's a few. There's more than what I wrote down because I got to keep looking. There's a lot of people. Here's a easy one for you. What happened to Ham's whales? They're waiting. You can't predict what they're going to do.
And not my number one. I do not control them. They bought millions of shares. No one on this phone bought millions of shares. They did. When did they come and buy more? I told you they do it in waves. They let it go up, they pull back. I've told you that 50 times. I didn't know they were going to stop. I have no idea. If I knew they were going to stop, I would have sold and said, hey, screw everybody, get out, hurry up. They're going to come back next week. I don't know that. We don't know that. They're in a filing. They said they're here. The Chinese group is coming they'll be here. They jam every stock. They're short killers. They do a better job than me, that's for sure. So anyone says that I'm pumping the stock, we stink at doing it. We can't even pump a stock up. We're pumping it. We're the worst at it. The Chinese guys know how to kill them. So go look at Abbott's videos again. They know how to kill them.
I still can't believe that this isn't the perfect day for the Chinese, as we're calling it, to buy. But they haven't, so I guess I'm wrong.
Listen, if I had right now, I would jam this thing and I slaughter them, but I don't have the order. So they may come. I don't know. I don't think they're stupid. I think they know what they're doing. But you know what? Maybe they come at 3:30 and start. I don't know.
Maybe they come in 3 weeks. Maybe they have a different strategy.
I don't know.
Just so you know, somebody just said they bought a ton of the 7s today just now for 5 cents, or maybe earlier today. And that strategy, you're probably punting it.
That's why I posted about NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I wrote down the 450 calls. They're 18 cents, 15 cents, whatever they are today. They expire in 3 hours, 2 hours. But this is the type of stock that's down 15. Those options were $30 a couple of days ago. Now they're 15 cents. So those are the ones that, things like that are very volatile, that if you catch a run and the stock and the market comes back on triple witching, these things can go from here, they're 4 cents now. They can go from 18 cents or 4 cents. It can go to $10, $15. I know the risk reward. It's either going to be garbage or it's going to be a home run.
Do you think Finger can run after 2 p.m.?
I think Finger can run at any second. I've always said that. Nothing's changed. The short is 170 million plus. I stopped adding and counting. If you were short at $7 or $8, when you start to acquire some back here, yes. But what are these guys doing? They're trying to sell more, trying to break it down. They're doing this so you panic and sell, just like the gentleman who's sick and tired of hearing that the options are, that we think it's going to go. I told you at $4, I thought the stock was ready to go. It went to $7. All right? I don't want to medal for it. I think the stock is still going higher. A pullback is normal. But again, we have to keep pressing because these guys are criminals. That's the game.
One gentleman...
I've put up 100 times on my profile picture of a Civil War battle where we're standing there beating the shit out of each other and shooting at each other. I've always said it was a battle like this. I never said it was easy. 3 years I've been fighting these guys. Well, Lynn's been here a year and a half. Whatever the hell they've been here.
Some people are saying Univest won't get into a fight with market makers, and they're going to wait until after the battle over the call prices.
They're going to wait because they don't want to get in a fight. So you understand, whoever just said that, this is the perfect day if you want to acquire a size position.
There you go.
Because these guys are going to sell into it, trying to hold it down. So normally you could buy 1 million shares, let's say between 6 and 7. Today you could probably buy 2 million shares because they're trying to hold it down.
There you go.
This is the perfect day to acquire shares. So whoever said that is completely wrong.
I was going to ask you that.
I gave that. Yeah. Hold on a second, William. I gave you the example of that where I owned USX calls. The stock was 28 and a half. I had the 30s. They were expiring at 4 o'clock, and I thought I was dead. Carl Icahn came in and bought 50 million shares or whatever that number was. He took it to 33 on the close. So my options went from nothing to $3 and with 2 minutes to go in the day. And I thought I was dead. Because Carl Icahn knew he could acquire all that stock because the option guys were selling it to him, creating stock.
Well, I mean, I guess a lot of people are... I'll ask it this way. Do you think they're going to try to pin it at $6 or $7? That's my interpretation of about 10 or 15 questions up here.
I don't. It's a question. I can't answer it. I don't know.
Do you? Well, you just mentioned. I was going to ask it, and I think it needs to be reiterated. Do you think now's, for people on the call, a good time to buy the stock?
I can't tell you what to do. I bought stock at 704 or 705, and I just paid $635. Excuse me, $635 is what I paid. You make your own determinations.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it right now? Is it $7 now?
No, it's $630. I think. I don't know.
Oh, so I paid $635 and 704 or 705.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do I know? I'm doing like everybody else. I'm accumulating at my levels. When it comes to me, I take it. That's it. We had a spike up, and I had some extra money, so I bought the dips. That's what I did. Did I buy the bottom? Am I that wonderful?
It's 615. It's 615. It's
So
less
if you
than
did the
a
average
million
of
shares.
705, if you did the average of 705 and 635, you're talking that I probably paid a 665 on the stock that I just purchased, and it's 615. So I'm down 50 cents on what I just purchased. So I'm not very good at picking the bottom, right? So if you asked me if you thought it was going to break 6, I think I made my point. I didn't think so, right?
Wow.
But I'm wrong. I'm right. I'm not right all the time. Was it?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at it. It doesn't look good for today, but that doesn't mean this is just one day. Today will be over, and we fight next week.
I talk about NVIDIA because the options in that stock, the premium has been enormous. Both sides, calls and puts. So as an option gambler, these are the type of stocks. It used to be Tesla, but now it's NVIDIA that takes all these wild swings. So when I see options at pennies, this is the day I take crapshoots on it. And if it works, you make a lot of money. If it doesn't, I lose a little money. That's option, taking option risk that's the way to play options. All right? You just don't go buy calls and NVIDIA buy the 440s for next month. And I'm sure the 440s for next month are probably so expensive. Let me look at it. The 440s for next month are $9 for next week. So, I mean, that's not even expensive. They're down $10 today. They were $19 yesterday. They're $9 today.
One guy just said he's going to buy more if it goes to 6. Great.
Listen, I've told everybody 1,000 times. Find your price, your levels, wait for it to come to you. If it's 6, so be it. If it's 7, so be it. I don't know. It's obvious they're trying to do it from a faraway land. Listen, if I put a truck with your face on it in front of the SEC and the FBI and DOJ, and you're not afraid, they're not in the USA. That's all you need to know. Whoever's behind this, whoever's working this order for Lynn, whoever's in their network has no fear. All right? Because the truck is in front of the DOJ, the FBI, the SEC, the regulators, and the police, with your faces on it, and they have no fear.
Well, it is a crappy day, but
Listen, this is the stock market. Nothing goes up in a straight line, and I wish it did like everybody else. I wish this was over, and I'd never have to do this again. I don't sit here trying to motivate you to go like it's a football game. I'm not your coach. I'm trying to teach you how to play the stock market. It's not easy for me to trade for thousands of people every day. I get 3,000 people listening to this. And, I can't train you all. I keep trying to tell you. You buy the dips. When it rips, you can trade it, sell it. If I bought the stock at $6 and it ran back to $7, why not sell the stock and take the profit and go buy a cheap call and you have to look at it again? You have no risk.
Right.
That's the way to play the equity markets. I know one person who bought Apple at $20 and she never sold it. It's up to thousands of dollars after all the splits after 30 years. That's very rare. All right? That's very rare. So buying something and it goes up every day, I'm sure Apple didn't go up in a straight line. Look what happened to Tesla. At $30, the New York Times put out a fake story trying to kill it. If Elon Musk didn't come out and defend it, he would have been at zero by now. He would have been the same boat as MULN. But he fought back, trapped the shorts, and squeezed them. And from that, he wound up buying Twitter. He wound up got SpaceX going, all because of a short squeeze in Tesla. That's it. Look what happened to him. He's the smartest guy in the world. For what? Trapping a short?
He still dated Amber Heard.
That nut job? But again, this is the stock market. It doesn't go up in a straight line. It's we have the guys trapped, and if we didn't have the truck in front of the federal authorities today, and nothing was going on, and we didn't know the people here were buying it, and Univest wasn't behind it, I would say we have a tough fight. But I believe that we're past that point, and I think we got people behind us that are going to make it work. What day? I don't know.
Is Finger going to reverse split?
What?
Is Finger Motion going to have a reverse split of its stock?
No, that is the stock I just described to you. CEI, SYTA, Heliogen, I forgot the symbol. Those are the companies that did it. Their stocks for 20 cents and 15 cents. Then they do the reverse. Finger Motion is $6.
Can a
so
short?
I don't know where you came up with that. I don't know where you came up with that one, but that is complete nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not sure all these people are. I'm trying to be selective. Can a short squeeze hurt a company?
Can a short squeeze hurt a company? No, it hurts the bastards that are here trying to steal your money, and these criminals like Lynn Partners and Jeffries will get a beating on it. We laid out the people that will get killed on it. Isn't it funny that stocks like Goldman Sachs, Jeffries, JP Morgan, they have nothing to do with the equity markets, and they just hold up firm all the time. They don't have the naked shorts on them. Isn't it strange how that happens?
One person is pointing out, yes, it is strange. One person is pointing out that all of the other Univest short squeeze stocks did not have options. Do options allow shorts to prevent squeezes from happening?
They can create stocks through the use of options. Yes, they can create stocks through the use of options. For example, they can go out and buy 500 calls, in the money calls, exercise it, right? Meaning get delivery of stock and just sell it as though they're as a long and sell it at the market. They used to call it bullets. They used to buy calls, buy puts, exercise the calls, and then sell the stock that they just exercised or just created, sell it at the market and drive the stocks down $10, and the puts would go from 2 to 10. So they lose some money on the call transaction, but they make it all back on the puts.
Right.
The SEC banned that immediately because they knew what they were doing in that state. But I'm sure they figured out a new way to do it.
Right. So she might have a point, but I don't know.
Listen, options are here just so these guys can try to figure out ways to hedge it and to make things happen. Yes, that's why the options are here. They're not here to help us gamble.
GTII does not have options, and it's down today.
They attacked GTI yesterday. It was following Finger Motion. If you haven't figured out, I don't know why they follow each other, but I said to you, instead of buying GTII, you can stay on the sidelines, go with the horse that we think is going to win the race first, and then you go to the second place horse. Then you go to the other horse. As you can see, they trade together. Don't ask me why, but they do.
Do you notice every time the truck goes out in front of the SEC, they attack Finger and GTII? Maybe they're listening.
That's okay, though, but that's okay. All right, there's no one selling. There's 450.
Somebody had feeling this was the plan, and today proved it. So next week, they think Univest tests the water and steps in. Wow.
Okay, so listen, the shorts don't tell us when they're coming. You can see them selling it, right? We saw it. We reported it every day. Those is reporting 70% sales every day. We know they're going to attack. When the fails to deliver come up, the stock price starts to drift down. That's the way it goes. But sometimes the stocks just take off and go. So I'm a believer that if I believe this is going to change my life, I don't care about missing 50 cents or 60 cents.
Today, this guy makes a good point. Today's action might be all about the options market rather than Lynn Partners. It's possible.
There's no question. Listen, they're helping along, selling stock, knocking out bids, so that people who have calls panic and sell them. That's all they're trying to do.
It's just amazing that. Anyway, we just have to live with the fact that.
You have to live with the fact that the U.S. equity markets is complete fraud. Complete fraud. And I tell you that every day.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's completely fraudulent activity. How does a stock like Finger Motion, who has, quote unquote, the best technicals in the trading pattern, all of a sudden it's down $1.50 in a block? Right? What happened? What happened to the technicals? What happened to the technicals, to all our technical guys? What happened here? Right? Everything's pointing up. It's 100% buy, blah, blah, blah. You can't chart fraud. I keep telling you that.
Well, there's a lot of not a lot, but quite a few bashers, and good for you. You guys had a good day.
Listen,
I hope you can.
Listen, they're here to steal your money. Yeah. So they stole your money. You know what they're doing. What else can I say? What are they so angry at the company for? Why are they so angry at us educating them? The people that are bashing you just got their asses reamed when the stock ran to 7. No one was shorting it when it ran to 7. All these small guys that are bashing, they all covered. They're all full of shit. They're not deep enough pockets to stay that deep.
Well, this is a day that will go down in infamy. Can you ask him if he pitched the owners of GTII on buying Finger? That must be a just joke question.
Why would anyone get in the face of Finger Motion, which has a tremendous business going forward? You can't disrupt what their company's doing. That's not my business.
I can't believe I read that question. It started out, it seemed like a legit question. Why would GTII buy Finger?
No, I pitched IBM to buy Finger, and I pitched Berkshire Hathaway to buy GTII.
Finger, by the way, guys and girls, Finger, this pullback is manipulation today. Whether it's the option market or it's the criminals behind Lynn Partners or it's both, this will end. The stock is going higher. Not today, it doesn't look like, but it could.
Listen, again, when you're sitting here and they could just keep creating shares, they're borrowing shares. There's no shares to borrow. How are they knocking it down with no shares to borrow? I said it yesterday. They were washing trades, and they were probably marking tickets as a long sale, right? That's how they do it.
Well, they might be inadvertently not locating the stock, and they'll pay a small fine in the future.
You call up your friend in stock loan, and you say to them, hey, I'd like to borrow 200,000 Finger Motion. They go, we don't have anything. They go, can I see you later? Oh, absolutely. You can get 200,000 shares. I'll give you all you want. And then you go see him later, and you pay him in cash, and the stock loan guy gives you anything you like. Go ask Johnny Tobacco on how stock loan works. How many cash transactions are going back and forth there? Because guess what? If I can short 300,000 Finger at 7 and buy it back down here at 6, All right, that's 600,000 to give someone 50,000 in cash for the right to get protection that you did borrow the shares. You don't think they do that? Yeah, right. Welcome to Fraud Street. Those are the games that are played. If you have questions on stock loan, John Tobacco's on Twitter. Go ask him how many people you think get paid off to look the other way and create stock. Or if you don't like that one, go read Goldman Sachs' Easy to Borrow list by Patrick Byrne. He'll lay it out for you right there.
I think we should tell the SEC that Donald Trump's been shorting Finger, and they'll get right on it. Did Ham get feedback on the meeting in New York City yesterday with Finger's largest shareholder?
Actually, that's going on today.
This call helps, people are saying. People are thankful to you for the truck, for your advice. If Lynn Partners was so innocent, wouldn't they be bringing defamation suits? That's a good point.
Where are they? Where are they?
Yeah.
I'd love to get my attorney to sit down and say, okay, you think that we think you're crooks? Open up your records. Let's see every loan you did, and let's see all your transactions, and let's see where the money trail is. Go back.
Let's get full disclosure on your payouts.
Full disclosure.
The bounty paid from shorts, your emails.
Yeah, phone records, everything. You know, they made 1,000 mistakes laughing. I just put up the Easy to Borrow story about Goldman on Twitter.
Do you think Finger will turn around for us after 2 bad days? Jenny just sent Jeffries priced $1 billion worth of notes. Maybe they got a problem.
I told you I'm going to see a big shareholder on Wednesday that knows I'm having dinner with him Wednesday night. And I'm flying to Puerto Rico to go see him on Wednesday. So I'm
Here's a great
woman,
Jacqueline. She's writing a letter telling her MMTLP story, and she's going to ask for the blue sheets. She's writing it to Congress. That's very good.
All MMTLP, if anyone's listening, all the questions that are going to be handed to the Senate banking to address the SEC, it's easy. MMTLP is not trading. What is the count of the shares? We're hearing from people in the Senate banking. A couple of people have said it already. They have the number. It's 600 million shares that are illegally sold in MMTLP. That is going to come out, and that will be on the cover of the Wall Street Journal, and that will change the game. So while we're sitting here fighting this little battle, that big story is moving to the front line fast. Everyone in the Senate banking has an idea how big the counterfeit shares are now. And the only question they have amongst themselves is, if it's happening here, is it happening in other stocks? That is the question that they're thinking about now. They're going to get the SEC. They're going to expose this thing, and it's going to be put out that the system has 600 million counterfeit shares. Their aides, their assistants, they all know. They all talk. You get your point yet, everyone? People in the Senate banking, it's just not the Senate guy from the Senate banking. If you go to an office and meet one of them, they have 25 people working in their office. Everyone in that office now knows that MMTLP has 600 million counterfeit shares. All right? They all know.
Well, and it doesn't take a genius to say, wait a minute, if they did it here, did they do it in other stocks?
And those are the questions that have been posed to them already. So the people that actually advise the people in the Senate banking, there are people there, William. We met with people, right? You know them, what they said. They come out and they say, I'm all over this thing. And they understand it and they want to know. And once they figure it out, then they get the senator to stand up, and that's where we are now. The senators have stood up and spoken. That's the top of the food chain, people. They don't care what Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley has to say. These guys know that MMTLP has been counterfeited. They know how big it is, and now it's just a matter of jockeying back and forth until this comes out. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get a leak one day in the Times or the Journal or the Washington Post about how big the fails are. And once that comes out, they're going to say, how did this happen? And that's what's going to light this candle. So if finger motion didn't move before that, when that does come out, it certainly will move when that comes out. Is that it?
Someone's saying, Ham, only 300 calls offered right now at under 5 cents. If they were confident, wouldn't they be a lot offered?
Yeah, it's a non-event.
What's the DOJ doing on their short selling investigation? Nothing.
I'll call them up right now. I don't know how they pick these guys up. It's the easiest thing ever. Start with Andrew Left. Andrew Left has destroyed, caused billions of dollars in damage from his false stories. Then Jim Chanos grabbed that guy too, but he's the almighty short seller. We need that guy to tell us what's going on.
One person is asking for a visual of day trading to help explain it to Congress. I will tell you, Ham is available to explain to Congress how the trading goes every day. I personally have no idea of how to provide you with a visual of day trading because I'm inept, but maybe somebody could do it. But Ham's available to discuss it with committees.
If you have someone, just get to William. We'll be there at Bell's home.
The stock finger is taking a breather. Yeah, it is. Too bad it wasn't earlier or later than today, but it is. It's taking a breather. Remember, I was always taught that the market, and it sometimes feels as if it's directed at you, the market always tries to hurt as many people as possible.
Well, listen, I grew up when stocks you can trade, and there were normal markets in it. Then they came up with the bullets, like I told you, that option, the strategy called bullets, where they were destroying stocks. The SEC shut that down immediately because they knew that they were destroying stocks. All right, so that's a very complex option strategy, and these guys were creating stock because before we had an uptick rule, meaning you couldn't sell the stock short unless there was an uptick. So to get around that, they did this option strategy where they created stock, made believe that they go from creating an option, exercise the calls, and they would get stock that would be that they consider long, or they owned it. Then they turn around and they would own puts and then take that stock they just converted because they don't need an uptick anymore and just blast it at the market as fast as they can. And how do I know this? My good friend was one of the biggest players in the street in that strategy.
How would they do it? They use options to avoid the uptick rule?
They buy puts.
Right.
Right. Then they buy calls.
Yeah.
They exercise the calls.
Right.
Exercise means they convert it from options to stock. Right.
Right.
Now they own stock. And then they just sell that stock like a naked short would at the market. The stock would drop 10 points.
And they make the money on the puts.
You got it.
See, I'm a genius. I could do it. I could be a criminal.
And the reason they did it is because they wanted to get around the uptick rule. but they took away, so the SEC shut that strategy down, and they taken away the uptick rule. So now they can just do it anyway. They don't need this anymore.
Sean
So
Smith wants to meet with you in D.C. He or she wants to get involved. I would suggest maybe go through Busy Brands, and we'll figure out, because
I'm trying to get some more legal documents sent down so I can have a couple hundred legal documents to hand out again. And when I get down there, sure,
it's
get his information. When we go, we'll meet him there. People, it's very difficult. I drive down from New York. It's 3.5 hours. I work all day, then drive back home. All right? On my own dollar. I'm not funded. I'm not standing around panhandling trying to raise money to do this. I go down there, and I enjoy doing it. And William can attest to it. I bang on the doors, walk into the office, and make sure everybody in that office knows who we are. All right? I have no fear. And all these guys that are bashing and all this stuff, they all full of shit. They won't show up. We call them out every day. Come down with your stupid signs and tell us why we should be, why you're right and we're wrong. Because an official of a company can sell shares. They're allowed to sell shares. That's what they get them for. What are they supposed to do with them? I always tell every shareholder, every CEO I speak to, when you get stock in your company, make sure it's a good color, because it's going to be wallpaper, because you can never sell it. Otherwise, they bash you to death. Oh, he sold his stock, and they hang the poor guy for it.
Could Univest be waiting? Could Univest be waiting until the S3 is effective before they do anything?
Listen, if they're waiting for the S3 to get effective, I have no understanding why would they wait. Not me.
I don't think it really matters if they started now.
I don't think anybody wants to tip their hand off that they're going to buy the stock. Univest is here in business for themselves and their clients. I don't think they want it to be known that, hey, we're going to go buy the stock on Tuesday and take it up on Tuesday. Can you don't buy the cheap stock? We want to get it. That doesn't make any sense.
Do options make a squeeze any less likely?
Do options make a squeeze less likely?
Yeah.
Well, it can create selling pressure onto it, but no, that's false.
I don't know.
Listen, Beyond Meat had options. GameStop had options. AMC had options. Kodak had options. They all have options.
Apparently, this jerk Trader Zero, who I don't know, got heated with John Berta. You know what? Trader Zero, just block him. Don't listen to him. John Berta is one of the best people ever, so just forget Trader Zero.
John Berta knows this shit on the corporate side. He knows everything about how people are exercising their options, the warrants, whatever the CEO did. He told me they didn't sell it. He told me he goes, I know everything about how they do this stuff.
Berta clarified the S3.
Yeah, they clarified the whole thing.
And Trade Zero attacked him. Well, Trade Zero can go jump off.
He's an idiot. He's got 52 people following. Listen.
I used to have 12.
Go up there and listen, people. If you want a short, just go up there and say whatever you like. Bash these guys. Bash it. Go to any stock you like and just bash away. Who cares? No one cares. Just be careful you don't get caught short and you get ripped and you get destroyed. All right, that's their problem. These guys are sitting here. They're paid to bash. What is his problem with?
Hey, this is not a bad idea. This guy's saying we should all meet at that statue of the bull on Wall Street with our signs. That's not a bad idea. Try to get some pictures for the press.
I agree, but where does it say that you have to invest and then come out, leave your home, travel, and go protest to defend your stock purchase. What kind of stock market is it if that's what you have to do?
Well, Gary Gensler said before the Senate that ours are the deepest, most honest markets in the world. He'll root out fraud wherever it exists, and it's a level playing field. I might be mixing meetings, but I call him out. I think he's a liar.
If he said that, just the way you just repeated it to me,
he didn't.
He should be locked up for lying.
I mixed 3 or 4 of his comments together, and it might be also from the one I sat in. But he did say all of those things at different times.
Right.
And,
he's completely lying. The documentation's here. It's all over the place. The SEC chair from 2007, Chris Cox, put in a video. It's fraudulent activity. In June of 2011, The Economist did a story about the regulators being rattled by the number of fails. That story with the big bullfrog on it, or whatever that frog was, the toad or the whatever it was, tells you they're housing all these trillions of dollars in Germany offshore at these clearinghouses offshore. It's all right there. GameStop was a complete naked short squeeze. AMC, the same thing. Kodak, they all were the same thing. Everybody knows. This is all you have to understand is this. We yell about naked shorts. How come no one's ever showed us the proof that it doesn't exist? If Gary Gensler wants to have some balls, come outside. We got the truck in front of us. Show us the evidence that there is no such thing as naked short selling and GTI and finger motion.
You're being unfair. Forbes ran an article that said naked short selling is not a thing.
And the next day they catch the guy from Savvy guy owns a $10 million condo on Fisher Island. I met with
he's a genius. Look what he's added to society.
$10 million. That means the guy stole 20 because you can't afford a $10 million condo unless you got money behind it.
A lot of people are asking where the whales, why the Duke, Univest, why aren't they buying now? Why are they waiting?
They've been buying it. I keep telling everybody who says that, go look and see what you purchased compared to what those guys bought.
I think we should just stop going back over and over again. Today is a bum day. It's possible there could be a rally in the last hour. But the shorts won today, and the option exchange market makers won today. And we just got to...
We're looking, we don't care about the small battles. We're here for the win the war. That's what this is about. And if we're right, it's going to change your life. That's what it's about.
It's just...
That's why I'm wasting my time. This stock went to 10. I could have said good luck to everybody, take a walk, like everybody else, and ran away. It pulled back down. We stood here, reported every day, back up to 8. They attacked it to 4, back up to 7. And we're still here. How is that we're still here?
Yeah.
Willing to show you our cards versus Lynn Partners cards. Where are you?
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know. We're sitting here. We're willing to show you our cards. We're calling out. We're reporting to the police. Where are the police? Don't ask me. Where are they? We're calling the police. What kind of people that are pumping stocks call the police on themselves? Tell me that. Right?
Well,
listen, it's a beautiful day. Open your windows on your homes.
I'm rooting for defunding the police that work on Wall Street. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what they should. Forget defunding the real police to fund these idiots. Hire you guys with guns and let the police protect us on the streets. That's a brilliant idea. Defund the security regulators. They don't do anything.
He said
the SEC building into a gym.
He said the SEC's the cop on the beat. I think he's the cop on the take.
What cop on the beat? What are you kidding me? They find all these people that are selling, doing these unregistered offerings, whether it's crypto or stocks, whatever it may be. I read the police blotter every day. Unregistered offerings. A naked short is a sale of an unregistered security. It's flooded the whole market with these things. They can lock these people up forever. They don't do not one of them they lock up. For that guy Sabby to get caught, he had to be a total drunken sailor to get caught.
You know what?
He must have been sitting in an office with Gary Gensler and must have said it on a tape recording. That's how he got caught.
You know what disappoints me the most about how long this is taking? If we could all make some money, we could get away from the United States securities markets and we'd never have to listen to Gary Gensler's dissembling again. But I guess we got to stay in the fight.
I just find it amazing how they say this is the best market in the world. Third world countries are better than this place. Right? We're just guys and criminals running around with suits and ties. That's all it is. It's terrible.
They're all helping.
But we're going to get them. We're not. Yeah. We caught them. We're going to get them.
Yeah.
And I know it's a sucky day. It's a sucky day for everybody. And I can't do anything about it. But we're not giving up. It's a Friday, and you never know when it's going to happen. So again, at 7, at 8, or 6, or whatever the number is, we're not going away. The more they sell down here, the less money they get. All right? The higher it goes. It's the same pattern. Go to GTI, it's the same thing. GTI is even crazier. We got the DTC in court documents going after the prime broker for a short GTII. And it's right there. The proof is right there. What more can they say?
Remember, Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Ham will be discussing quarterbacks and football with Not Legal Advice live.
He'll be teaching me security law, and I'll be teaching him. You know what? I can teach him. Remind me about that, William. I can teach him about all the information that I taught Morgan Lewis Bacchius back in the day. And I surprised all their SEC regulators, the top senior partners there. They couldn't believe that the settlement system was broken, and I showed them and taught them how it was. I think to me that was my greatest moment, is convincing a major law firm that was the problem here, because they had no idea in 2000, 2001.
That was one of your greatest moments.
That was my greatest moment, because I look back on it now. Everybody was from Harvard, and I was from the streets of Brooklyn. Very, very, I was the expert, and these people from Harvard were all sound the same.
I went to Harvard. I had breakfast with my girlfriend, brunch on the lawn.
I used to play squash at the Harvard Club in Manhattan.
I've been there too.
I went to the Harvard of the Internet, Phoenix Online. That's it.
No, there's some other questions. Not Legal Advice says, since they are law firm against me on behalf of Fidelity. Oh, I guess that law firm you educated is fighting against Not Legal Advice.
Well, maybe you can ask me some questions, and I can dig into my legal guys and see if I can answer them for them.
Oh, wow. Not Legal Advice's youngest graduated from Harvard Law. Well, anyway.
Send it to Phoenix Online. Again, that's where you learn how to trade stocks.
The rest of us are left in awe of those who walked the hallowed halls of Harvard.
Yes, listen. Obviously, there's some brilliant people that come out of there. There's no question about it. But they don't know everything, all right? They know nothing about stock trading. They know nothing about options. They had no idea that the whole system is corrupt. They had no idea. And I taught them. So it's and that is I was sitting in offices where we would have the chief, the senior partner, there are SEC people, there are option people, everybody in the room sitting there. There are tax people trying to figure out a way to expose the shorts. And that's how we came out with the special dividend.
Yep. All right, so fingers at 590, fingers at 598. I personally think for those who have been waiting for a time to buy, the guy that said you'd buy if it goes to 6, you take when they're attacking the stock, that's when you go against it and you buy if you're so inclined. But anyway, sorry I talked over you, Ham.
No, listen, it is what it is. We can't stop it. If I could just sell, 300 shares every 10 seconds, 300, 200 lower. Remember, they sold millions higher. They're just trying to relieve the pressure off of their margin pressure. That's all they're doing.
They're under the Gary Gensler stewardship and others. They are able to continuously sell non-existent shares. Look at what Finger had to do. They had to file on Monday. They had to put out an 8K. Some of you wonder if they have to wait for approval just to issue shares. But the criminals can issue shares out of thin air, no prospectus, no use of proceeds, no cap table, and no filings with the SEC.
Do whatever you like.
And when if they get caught, it was an inadvertent mistake. Well, let's let you. Why don't you go say 5 Hail Marys and give $20 on the way out?
Right. That's exactly what's going on. There you go. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. These guys can do it whenever they like. No papers filed. No nothing. They can do whatever they like. The rest of us have to suck wind and have to deal with it.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna close under 6 today, like some people have said.
It's 2:32. It's 2:32. You got plenty of time.
Yeah. Someone's saying so much for the 8 and 10. This game is just like AMC. Friday run it back down to save the shorts. Maybe. So much for 8 and 10. Look, yesterday on my call, I said to everybody I thought it could go to 8 or 10 today, but I gave it a 15% chance. 15% chance.
Listen, William, everyone has an opinion, okay? There's no guarantees in this game. We all know that. All right? So get over it. You don't have to explain yourself. You said, I believe it's going higher. We cannot stop the security fraud, the attacks. I can't stop it. There's nothing I can do. You can't stop it. I can't stop it. The SEC needs to come in and lock up these goons. That's it.
Well, and I would say that you guys, particularly somebody like him, back when the markets had price discovery, they had fairness, you could trade and you could rely on some of these predictions made by Ham and others. But now it's all fraud. There is no price discovery. If Finger looked like it was going to run, they just hit it with millions of shares for sale, and eventually the big boys walk away from it for a while.
The weight of the sales, just like counterfeits and the U.S. currency, is deadly. We cannot stop the flow of counterfeit shares. That's the government's job.
Yeah.
We've done everything to expose it. It's right there. The truck. We put the pictures of the culprits. They're right there.
Yeah.
We tell them how much it is. What more proof do we have to do?
Yeah.
If we were completely wrong, the SEC would have shut us down for putting that truck there anymore, right?
Oh, okay. This guy's saying he wasn't questioning me. It was a lot of us thought it would go to 8 or 10. All right.
We all
Okay.
thought.
I misunderstood. My grandfather taught chemistry at Harvard. That's great.
Well, we all thought the stock was going to go. That's how it goes. We all thought of that. The stock was showing us it was going to go. These guys made a determination saying if we don't stop it, we're dead. We need to stop the momentum. We need all these stupid retail people that get on this call with this guy, William and Ham. We got to shut them up. Get the bashes out there. Trade whatever his name is. Whatever, this guy, that guy. Get out there and start bashing it. We're going to knock it down tomorrow and tell everybody, and now you can sit there and brag how you're right about it.
One gentleman pointed out, Ham, at 126, somebody bought 110,000 shares of Finger and it hardly moved the price. How can that happen? Well, they counterfeit.
Like I said, they do it against options. You got to remember, sometimes they washing 110,000 shares in one clip. Why? Because they have settlement failures. They got to cover them up. The shares they shorted the other day, they could be getting called on, so they need to have settlement. So what do? They wash it from one account to the other. So if you're short an account A 110,000 shares and you're getting called to deliver it, you get another account to sell it to you. You're flat. You show the firm, hey, I covered it. And they say, okay, now this other guy's short. When he gets the call, he then has to do the same trade with this guy again. It's the opposite way.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. It's kiting a check. You know, think about the days everyone says, oh, you use one credit card to pay off another credit card. That's what these guys are doing. That's what a wash trade is.
Yeah. Well, let's end it, Ham, because...
Listen, go enjoy your weekend. There's nothing we can do. If you believe the situation, you stay. If you can't handle it, I got it. It sucks, believe me. You think no one wants to lose. No one wants to keep fighting, doing this stuff all the time. I told everybody from the beginning, this is a battle. This is a fight. All right? They're not just giving us free money. It's when we win, we win. If you don't want to be here, you leave. We've been here a long time. We're not here 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We've been here a long time. All right?
All right, Ham. Thank you very much. Good job today.
I cleaned my septic, and I'm waiting for Roto-Rooter to come. Anybody work here from Roto-Rooter? Anyway, that's my day. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. A good weekend.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, everyone. It's 12:37, 2:37. I guess at 3 o'clock things could change. But I'm not much in the mood for keeping this going on this afternoon. I think this is a terrible day, and it sucks that people are losing on their calls. I think it is theft. I hate to say it. As far as I know, there's only one presidential candidate who will fight this, although he did not fight it last time. But according to Patrick Byrne, if Donald Trump is elected president, which I don't think they'll let him be, but if he is, he'll fight this, according to Patrick Byrne. But I don't know. This is... in real live slow motion, this is what Gary Gensler is put in charge of the SEC for, to allow prime brokerage, market makers, pools of money that are called shorts, criminals, who work at arm's length distance from the big clients of Goldman Sachs prime brokerage like Citadel and Sack of Suds. And it's going to keep going on and on and on. As long as they divide us, when Hillary can say he's a racist, he got help from the Russian, men who vote Republican are misogynists, and they keep us separate on those emotional issues, then the banks can continue to steal from us. As they buy those politicians. We need to come together. There's no perfect politician, but we need to elect people in the White House in Congress and in the Senate and locally that care about this issue. And unfortunately, it looks like we have to do it for the future generations. We're probably just going to be wiped out, because we are going to be wiped out. Today is just a prelude for the big wipeout that's coming. And these guys will be gleefully spending their money, and their jerky, evil helpers will be standing around the table hoping for some crumbs. But anyway, what we saw today, in this week in Finger, driving it down with counterfeit shares after good news, and then today, it's a combination of how stocks are manipulated by option market makers, which is illegal, and also by the naked shorts. The SEC doesn't care. Just doesn't care. So I don't know what else to tell you. If you listen to Gary Gensler, you're listening to a buffoon, and someone that also has made $125 million working for the Clintons and working for Goldman Sachs. So anyway, buy 110K Finger shares at 1326. No, but I don't know how that works. There is no price discovery in United States markets. It is all fraud. The criminals, the counterfeiters communicate with each other. They spoof. They cross. They sell stock that doesn't exist. They do it intraday, intra-week, for the month. And it's allowed because it helps Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all of the prime brokerages out there, Jefferies. And we have a country set up that worships fees and commissions going to bankers. And as long as they can keep the illusion on your paper statements that the stocks in your account are real, that the prices printed on the margin in these shares, the value of your account, therefore, is that number at high prices with money printed from the Fed, and in your account is electronic IOUs. Hey, you're happy. Don't elect the president that tweets. Elect the president that ages in place, and expect change. In fairness, you voted for the president that was going to bring change, and he was going to bring hope. He didn't do anything either. I don't know the answer. I'm at a loss for words. I have absolutely no idea what to do. These guys piss on you and tell you it's rain. These guys, I think, do watch what we're doing, and they say we're going to teach them a lesson. And Gary Gensler, the cop on the beat, he says, has the gall to tell Congress, oh, we will do what the courts tell us to do. I've been appointed to enforce the laws, but I'm here to do what the courts tell me to do. He's a useless piece of human fill for the banks. And I just don't know how to fix it. Back when I was employed by the big firms, there was compliance. There were rules. People followed them. I think the concentration of wealth in a few big funds and in just 4 or 5 institutions, and then the wealth that gets directed toward them, and then the fact that there's only 3 schools or 4 schools that they can go to, and then that everybody sends their daughters to those schools, and then they go to the SEC, get a job, spin revolving door out of that, and go work at one of those 3 or 4 firms. I think we're all part of it because we don't want to speak up. We don't want to call it out. Hey, we'll vote for Joe Biden. Donald Trump grabbed women by their private parts. Doesn't matter that he said they let you. He's disgusting. But we have a president who Tara Reid said did something worse to her, and we don't listen to Tara Reid. But we elect these people that facilitate, from Bill Clinton on downward, we elect people that facilitate the theft by the banks using government institutions to do so, using the SEC and FINRA. And I don't know what to tell you, because in normal laws of supply and demand, price discovery, there would be a snapback in the price of Finger or any of these stocks. But there isn't, because Gary Gensler encourages criminals to continue to sell stock without filing an S1, without filing an S3, whatever the hell S, without a prospectus. It's illegal. But then they say you're the ones that are in the wrong. I don't know what to do. I don't think relying on Wales and Univest to buy stock seems to work. I don't know the decision making at Univest. It would seem to me, after last 4 weeks ago, there was a stock expiry date for calls, and that came and went. And I think there was a push, at least by people close to Univest, I don't know if it was Univest itself, on what could happen here with Finger. But I guess Univest has decided the best way to make Finger go up is to do it without retail, without us. And hey, they manage $150 billion. I barely managed to get out of bed. This crap has happened under every president. Okay, then don't do anything. You're right. Don't do anything. Continue to vote for people that appoint Gary Gensler and earn speeches, earn $50,000 for walking in and giving a speech at lunch. Go ahead. I agree with you. You know what? You convinced me. You convinced me. This crap happens under every president. You convinced me. There's no reason to fight anymore. There's no reason to fight. You're right. No reason to go out and call it as I see it. No reason to be upset that the banks can buy politicians. You're absolutely right. This crap happens under every president. You're absolutely right. I'm convinced. Powerful, powerful, powerful argument that you just presented. And you know what? With that, I'm going to stop fighting. I'm going to stop fighting. I don't see the purpose of doing this fight anymore. I don't like getting upset. I don't like shills coming against me. I don't see any reason for people to be upset with me and ask, not you. That was a political point. I'm talking about the shills on the financial part, on the financial questions. I don't see the point. I don't think we can win. I thought the strategy of getting these guys in the pocketbook is the way to go. I don't think we can win that way. Because as long as banks, I'm talking about investment banks, as long as banks can put little weasels like Gary Gensler in, who clearly was lying before Congress, in my judgment. All of this is in my judgment. We're not going to get anywhere. And I assume that you, on your political point, that you think Trump is a racist and a misogynist and a Nazi and everything's bad about Trump. So let's not get Trump. Let's go with Joe and Kamala Harris and just see what happens with the SEC. Let's just let this go. Let this massive charade continue. And at least we won't have tweets. And at least we'll have the first non-African American woman, some sort of color schemer that seems to matter, Indian and Jamaican, and her forebears owned slaves, but she grew up in gated communities. But she's the big great hope. Let's get her as president, and let's see what she does for the SEC. I tell you what, I think as long as we argue amongst ourselves about what the media puts out as the issues of the day. Oh my gosh, he's a misogynist. Oh my gosh, he's not woke enough. Did you hear what that woman said that he did? In a sklad at Bergdorf, Deermorf, whatever. The man that he's got to go. Let's indict him on 62 charges. Okay, we got rid of that. Thank God, we can go back to Joe Biden. Well, I tell you what, I don't think you're going to get any changes at the SEC. So political change is off the table. Let's just go with the status quo. My solution was to go after these guys in the pocketbook. I don't think we can win that way. I don't think now, I'm watching it today, I don't think we can win that way. It's just too much. So unless the rules are enforced just once, they can continue to sell. And it does not matter what we do. I feel right now completely ineffective. And I think I'm going to stop the fight. I think I'm going to stop the fight. I just think it's pointless. I think it's pointless. There has to be a way to allow sharing of ideas, even ones that I don't agree with, because I'm mostly wrong. I'm human. But there also has to be a way that we address what is the problem, how do we solve it? And in our system, there's only two ways. Maybe three. Maybe it's the legal route, the political route, and the financial route. I don't see how we can hurt these criminals as long as people say things like, oh, it happens under all presidents. Even if that's true, it happens under all presidents. Does that change my point which is that Patrick Byrne said he's working closely with Trump, and Patrick Byrne assures us that Trump would address this issue. Maybe he didn't do it when he was president. I think we could get to RFK. It looks like Senator Crapo would help. But if politics is off the table, which it sounds like it is, can't talk it, the media, let's let the media define it. So no politics. We'll go the legal route. Most of you will age and move on in life before anything happens in the court system. The only other choice is to band together and try to make it hurt in their pocketbook. Unfortunately, Univest is, I think, a new investment bank, a powerful investment bank. But I don't, whatever Univest's goals are, they don't align. They do not align with ours in the short run, today, and maybe not over the next months. Univest, here's a different siren call. So I really think that a lot of the information I have been given either was not true or was part of a hope to cause a decision to be made by Univest, or Univest and their associates changed their mind. Or maybe they got scared by the shorts and it's better to wait. I have no idea. I'm tired of trying to figure it out. I think Finger Motion is going to be a stock that's massively higher. Sorry for that word. Probably by the end of the year. But this, to me, I'll be blunt. If Univest intended to try to drive the stock price up a finger, today was the day to do it. Yesterday, the day before, and I don't feel any reason to believe that Univest will do it next week or the following week. They should. Now was the time to do it. You know, if their reason is that the S1 needed to be approved, maybe, but we'll find out. There's one guy that says whenever I get down, it usually is a sign for he's a good guy. It's usually a sign for the stock to go up. So I could be wrong. Well, here, I tend to agree with this guy. Torchlight, MMTLP, MMAT, MBH, 1.8 billion shorts to be closed. 1.8 billion. See, I heard that big a number. Ham is saying 600,000, but I think it's really big. Anyway, I think the shorts might have just had their victory. Because I don't think I'm helping, and I don't think this is effective. I really don't think this is effective. I've got to process what happened. I don't want to blame any one person or institution. But I don't understand the decision by Univest to do nothing. I don't understand that decision. But it's not, I mean, they don't owe us anything. It's not their job to, their client is Finger Motion. And their other clients are out of Asia, so they don't owe us anything. So my understanding or not is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. We love you, ill. Well, thank you that I'm ill. Don't make any decisions. Yeah, well, I won't. I won't make any decisions, but it's just I'm not looking forward to any of it. I actually I actually think it's time to let it go. I don't know how people can try to give advice, try to guide, and Gary Gensler allows criminality to happen on such an enormous scale. And no one cares. No one cares. It's incredible to me. And someone says, oh, it happens under all presidents. And I guess that's true. I'll tell you, I don't think it happened under Carter. I don't think it happened under Nixon. I wasn't old enough. I don't think it happened under Reagan. I don't think it happened under George H.W. Bush. I don't really think it happened under Clinton, although put in place by Clinton were the things that have grown to what we have now. So I'm gonna say goodnight. I'm gonna take this call. I'm gonna take this phone call, and I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody. I'm sorry it was such a bad day. As Rose Kennedy always says, tomorrow the birds shall sing. So good night.